Hi everybody, this is Lauren of planmoshplan. Welcome back to another plan with me. This week I'm super excited to be uploading my plan with me for the first week of my honeymoon. We took 3 weeks for our honeymoon off of work and it was amazing. Literally best 3 weeks of my life. And I don't know, I have really loved memory planning. I have this spread done so far, and I'm working on the next week. My honeymoon was so amazing. We had planned for it for a really long time, and it was just like everything I hoped it would be, truly. Also, I'm sorry you can see the cord to my headphones there. Normally, like, I plan generally either in the evenings, and Steven is generally like next to me. My desk is in our like living room because we live in such a tiny little apartment. So generally I have my Bluetooth headphones in, but I don't know why they weren't working this day. So I had regular headphones so you can kind of see the cord a little bit, but once I zoom in, it'll go away. Okay, anyways, back to the week in the spread. The kit is from Muse Crafts. I don't know what it's called, but I think she probably still has it in her shop. She tends to keep the kits up in her shop for a pretty long time. It's very soft and it's kind of like pastel but travel themed, and also like we went to this first week we were in Bora, and it kind of looks like that a little bit too, some of the full boxes that have some of the art in them. So I like that it was like tropical but still soft and pretty. So kind of my vibe, it made sense. But yes, this week was just so great. We got married on Saturday before, and then if you watch was it my last plan with me, 2 plan with me's ago, we had a pretty, like, Sunday was both lazy, but also like we were still kind of hanging out with my parents and my sisters and Steven's family and his brother and all that. So the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week, we just chilled and we were not totally by ourselves, actually. We still saw both of our parents on Tuesday, but for the most part, it was very chill. We didn't leave for our honeymoon until Wednesday night, so we had Monday, Tuesday, and most of the day on Wednesday to just kind of like chill, and it was so nice. And I would totally recommend, if you first of all, I would totally recommend getting married and then going straight on your honeymoon. It's definitely like it's harder to plan and it's a bigger financial commitment all at one time, but if you're able to like swing it and make it happen, it's so worth it. It's just it's so special, and you feel so like on such a cloud 9 like high, and I don't know, it's so worth it if you can make it happen. It just really is a wonderful, beautiful thing. But the other thing I'd recommend, again, if you can swing it, not always possible financially, I understand, but taking some days in between your wedding and your honeymoon where you're off work and you don't have any commitments. Because for me, like, you've heard me talking, if you are not new here. If you are new here, I got married in October and it was wild and awesome. But if you're not new here, you've heard me talk about how crazy the weeks leading up to it was, with trying to like get everything sorted for work and trying to get everything sorted for my wedding and all that. But yeah, it was just wild and crazy. But taking the like 3 days after my wedding, or really kind of 3.5, 4 days after my wedding, to just have no responsibility. I didn't have to, like, I was totally turned off from work, wasn't looking at any emails, whatever. My coworkers had it covered. I set them up and they were all good. And then like no wedding responsibility. No one is like really trying to get a hold of you right after you're married, because I think people generally respect that, like, you're newlywed and you're honeymooning and whatever. So it's just like I haven't had that feeling of just like no responsibility since Steve and I were saying, like, since we were in college. Like, it's just been years since I felt that, and it was so wonderful and like such a relaxing time. So I really love that. And like I said, if you're getting married anytime soon and you can swing that, I would totally recommend doing it. Okay, that's all I have to really say about that right now. Let me go into my questions that I have from Instagram for my planner videos here. Gosh, I've been answering these out of order, so I don't actually know which ones I've answered and which ones I haven't. I think my last plan with me, I answered a question from Laura's OX, and then she actually asked 2 more questions. So I will read those now. She said, also, which sticker shops are your favorite at the moment? I would say, I think I talk about it a lot in my Plan with Me's, but the sticker shops that I PR for, I do it for a reason. Like, I get a lot of requests for like, oh, can we send you something, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes I say yes and sometimes I don't, but if I'm gonna like PR for a sticker shop, which means I applied for it, that means that I am obsessed with them and I love them. So that's Planning World, Paper Blush Bar, and GP Sticker Studio. As always, you can always find all my codes below, but I'm not just saying that because I am supposed to. I really do feel that way. And then I also love shops that I don't PR for, but I love are Two Little Bees is amazing. I love her kits. Who else? Hello Petite Paper has super cute stickers. I used to love Tasseled Planner, but she closed. Okay, I think that covers most of it for right now, at least off the top of my head. And now I'm gonna go into the day by day here. So, like I said, I was off work for, the next 3 weeks, so I didn't really want to market every single day, but I did market for that first Monday. We just chilled. It was a very chill day. I used that sleep mask sticker is from Paper Blush Bar. I marked cleaning our apartment. I had like started to get a lot of the stuff from my registry delivered, which was pretty crazy. So we were like clearing boxes and our apartment was just a mess, all that. So we spent some time doing that. We also, Steven and I went to Target together. I don't remember what we needed or what we bought, but I do know that we went together. I used a little circle from the kit, and then the bag is from White Deer Stationery, and the bow is from Sticky Sloth Designs. And then I cooked dinner this night, like a really nice dinner. Something you may or may not know about me. Sometimes I post about it on my Instagram, but I really love to cook a lot. It's something that I genuinely enjoy doing. I don't think I'm super great at it by any means, but my mom is an incredible cook. Everyone on her side of the family is, but she's like a personal chef. She does catering. She has a business where she does all these things. So I've definitely grew up with it and have an idea of how it's supposed to happen, and I really enjoy doing it for myself when I'm able to, so when I have time to. So I did a lot of that these couple days where I was off work. So I did dinner. That's a Panda Bird Design scallop, and then a Paper Blush Bar little sticker that I used to mark that. And then same thing on Tuesday morning, I cooked this huge brunch. That was really fun. I did like champagne and mimosas, and I made Steven hot chocolate and lattes and pancakes, and there's my friend lives in Hawaii, and for my bridal shower she had got me like this Hawaiian pancake, like it was like a basket that had like nice syrups and pancake mixes and all this stuff from Hawaii. So I finally got to use all that, and it was also like, okay, off the wedding diet, like I can eat a pancake and not feel terrible about it. But now it's December and I'm still off the wedding diet and something's got to change. But anyways, at the time I didn't feel bad about it. Okay, so that was that. I also filmed a plan with me this day, and I just marked having a lazy morning with a Simply Watercolor Co. coffee cup. And then Steven had a doctor's appointment in that afternoon, and so I went over with him and I like ran some errands at CVS and stuff. We hadn't eaten, this was like later in the afternoon and we didn't eat lunch, and I picked up Taco Bell, which I don't know if I've told this story, but our dating anniversary is December 30th, and so we tend to like always go away for New Year's and celebrate our anniversary instead, because New Year's is lame to me, in my opinion. So last year we went to Napa, and Steven had got us a really nice bed and breakfast, and he took me out to a really fancy, nice dinner. And it was like a tapas Spanish kind of place where they have really small plates, and we like finished it. And this was, I think, on New Year's Eve maybe, or the day before, I don't know. But we were very like we weren't totally full after. So we went and got Taco Bell like after we ate this really fancy, expensive, nice dinner. And we were like sitting at the car at like 11 o'clock at night with our Taco Bell, and we were like, okay, this is a problem. Like, we don't eat fast food. That's the only fast food we eat, is occasionally Taco Bell, and like maybe In-N-Out, but if we're like on a road trip or something. But we were like, we can't do this anymore. So we made an agreement to not eat Taco Bell until our wedding, and we didn't. Actually, our wedding planner, we told our wedding planner that, and like the planning appointment that we had the week of our wedding, like 2 days before, she bought us Taco Bell, which was really nice. And so we had it that day, but really we hadn't like picked out our own Taco Bell and had it since. So anyways, I went and got us Taco Bell. Long story short. No, that wasn't short, just really long story. Okay, and then I missed on Tuesday too. We had to finish up some stuff with our marriage license, so we went over to our officiant's house and popped a bottle of champagne with him, did that, and then we also had dinner at my parents' house. All those stickers are from either Paper Blush Bar or Paper Muse Crafts that I used on Tuesday. Yeah. Okay, on to Wednesday. So like I mentioned, we left Wednesday night. We had a red eye actually, which turned out really well. It was an 8-hour flight, so it was kind of the perfect amount of time to just like knock out and go to bed. So I marked packing my bags. I spent all day, like we got new luggage for our wedding. I just spent all day packing our bags, putting it all together, and that was nice. The suitcase icon I used is from Crafts by Towie. We also had the cleaners come this morning. So I actually spent the morning kind of cleaning up for them, and then they came after. I was freaking out that our power was going to go out. This was the first day that like California had rolling power outages, like on purpose from PG&E because of fire hazard warning, and we thought we were going to be affected, but we live deep enough in the city that we weren't. But I was kind of freaking out all day because I needed to like do so much laundry and stuff. So I marked that. I also filmed a plan with me this day. I had been planning, like I mentioned this in a plan with me previously, but I had been planning on like filming a ton and then editing and doing the voiceovers on my honeymoon when I like had all that free time, but I ended up forgetting the memory cards, which was the worst. But anyways, I did film this day. And then later that evening, I think we probably left at like 8 or 9 o'clock. We headed over to the airport for our flight to Tahiti. We went to Bora Bora. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. We went to Bora Bora for this first week, if I haven't. We had dinner. We went to SFO and we had dinner at Mustard's, which I didn't realize they had there. Mustard's is like, I don't know if they have them everywhere, if it's a chain. I didn't think it was, but they have one in Napa, and it's a really nice restaurant. So we were like, oh, cool, they have one here. And we went and had dinner before we got on the plane at Mustard's, which was great. I had a nice glass of wine. They had really great Napa wines. That was nice. And then we flew to Tahiti, and it was an overnight flight. We just literally, I took a NyQuil and we slept the whole time, and it was great. It worked out really well. The suitcase is from the kit for the deco. Yeah, okay. And then once we got there in the morning, we landed on the island of Tahiti. If you don't know, Bora Bora is like one of the islands that make up the nation of Tahiti, or French Polynesia, but Tahiti is like the name of the country and also the main island. So we landed there, and then you take like a little tiny hopper plane over to Bora Bora, which I thought was going to be terrifying, but it wasn't. It was beautiful. Like I've never seen views like that from an airplane. It was incredible. And then we got there, and I was just blown away. It was like nothing. I've never stayed at a place that nice or anything. It was just incredible. Literally, they pick you up from the airport. The airport is like in the middle of the ocean. Like you land and there's water next to you. They pick you up in this really nice like wooden boat, and there's like 2 people picking up just Steven and I, and like they give you Lay's and cold water bottles, and they pick up your luggage for you, and they put you on a boat, and then they bring you to the hotel that you can only get to like via boat, and they have like a whole coffee bar and pastries and breakfast, and they sit you over like these glass, like the floors are all glass, and there's a huge coral reef below, so they sit you down and you're just like looking at the fish, and then they give you a whole tour of the property on a golf cart, and they put you in a transition room where you can shower and change and stuff until your room is ready. And it was so, we were like, I've never been anywhere like it, truly. It was so luxurious and so amazing. It was so great. And then we went and had breakfast, which was really nice too. Our breakfast was included thank God with the room, or with the cost of our stay there, they have like an incredible breakfast that was very like, it has food from all over the world, and there was like both, you could order stuff that you wanted was included, and there was also like a just giant buffet with everything. Really good food too, genuinely. So we did that, and then we took a boat to downtown. I had forgotten to like get their currency, whatever, I can't remember what it's called, when I was in America, so I had to like do it in Bora Bora, and so we took a boat to the downtown area, which was fine. A little stressful. Definitely wasn't. You can kind of tell the like difference between like these 5-star resorts and then the downtown area is very different. But we did that, and then kind of came back and just chilled in our room. It was so great. I like FaceTimed my mom and my sister. I was showing them the room because it was just I like nothing I've ever seen before. Truly, they were dying. They were like screaming on FaceTime. And then that evening we did a wine tasting, which was really fun. They had like a sommelier at the resort, and we did it with her, and there was another couple, and it was really interesting because Steven and I go wine tasting all the time, like literally so often. It's like what we do on the weekends, and we live by Napa, so a lot of times it's Napa, and we're very familiar with like Napa style wines, like Napa or Sonoma Chardonnays, and like big bold cabs, and these like very Napa flavors. But the Somme was from France, and we were just tasting like wines from all over the world, and it was very like eye-opening to see like, oh, I really know a lot about like a Napa cab and what that should taste like, or a Sonoma Chardonnay and what that should taste like. But I don't know, it was really fun. So that was great. And then after that we had dinner. They have like multiple restaurants on the property, and we went to the French one, which is like the nicest one, that first night. Honestly, I was pretty drunk, so I don't remember it too much, but I remember having a great time. I remember it being very private, and then being very attentive, and the food being very fancy, and like, you know, like with the kind of food where it's like there's like a green foam on your plate, and it's like a fancy foam, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was fun. It was a good night. Steve and I were just very like, where are we and how did we get here? Like, is this real life? And just having a really good time. Okay, so on to Friday. We woke up early because of the time change, and I had really early like coffee, and then we had breakfast early. We went out to that breakfast very early. We had a jet ski tour that was at like 9 a.m. So we were up. It was fine again because we were so like, you know, whatever, like the time change, but we did all that before, and then we went on the jet ski tour. The jet ski tour was really fun. We jet skied around the entire island of Bora Bora, and it was like a few hours. They took us, we like stopped off at a couple different places that were really fun. They like taught us how to open sirens. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Anyways, what I was saying was they taught us how to open a coconut, which was really fun and funny. And I don't know, there was just a couple little like tour destinations. They were like, there was no one there. They were just little stops at like very picturesque places around the island. So that was really cool. And then I marked when we came back, had some drinks by the pool, and we ended up getting lunch, and that was really fun. And then when we came back, we were at the pool, we got some snorkel stuff, and then we brought it to our hut. So we were in one of those huts over the ocean. I knew that's what I always wanted, was to be in a hut over the ocean for my honeymoon. My parents actually honeymooned in Tahiti too, and I think I've just heard that my entire life, and I knew that that's what I wanted also. So the hut was incredible. If you've ever seen the meme where, it comes from the episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians where Kim loses her diamond earring, and Kourtney's like, Kim, people are dying, because Kim loses her diamond earring, and she's freaking out. So we were staying in the hut that Kourtney was staying in when she said that. That was our hut. So we were right next to those big fancy huts that Kim was staying in, which are like legitimate houses over the water. But anyways, they were just incredible. They were so beautiful, but the coolest part of it is they're built over like a beautiful coral reef where there's like reef sharks and just the most incredible fish. So we went snorkeling underneath all the huts, underneath the hut that Kim stayed in even, you know, it was very cool. And we did that for multiple days. You know, we would do that every once in a while. And then that evening, Steven's parents were really sweet, and they had like ordered us all this like fancy desserts from room service, which was, we didn't know, but they like delivered it. It was very nice. So we popped a bottle of champagne and we ate all the desserts out on our balcony, and we watched the sunset, and we had robes, and it was just very romantic and lovely and so much fun. And then we had like, there was a bubble bath, like a bathtub in our room that literally could probably fit like 4 people. So we did like champagne bubble bath, you know, all those, just the romantic like honeymoon kind of stuff. It was just a really fun evening. Okay, on to Saturday. I marked that I sat out and had coffee on our patio. Like I said, we had a big patio. It had like hammocks and lounge areas and a swim deck and everything. So I would sit and have coffee every morning, either in my bed, because the bed had like, you know, a full wall of windows looking out into the ocean, or on the patio, or both generally. And then we were trying also to like, we had breakfast early the past couple of days, but the food is so expensive there, and so are the drinks. Literally, a drink was like $30 US, about the equivalent. And the food at the restaurant was just like it would be like $50 for like a chicken sandwich or something. Like, it was insane. So we were trying to only eat 2 meals a day. So we were trying to go get breakfast later and just like eat a lot at breakfast and hang out there for a while to like eat and like kind of like almost stay till lunch kind of a thing. So we could only have to buy 2 meals a day. So that's what we did on Saturday. And then we basically just like lounged on our patio all day. It was incredible. It was right over, you know, super private, right over the ocean, and just whatever. So we were basically just sunbathing all day. And that was really nice. And then we went to the, there was like a wine bar that, well, it was like a full service bar, but they also had a really impressive like wine selection. Like I was saying, it was from all over the world. It was very cool. So we went there before our dinner reservation that night, and actually the sommelier from the first night that we were there, when we like did a private little wine tasting with her, she was working at the restaurant that night, and since it was early, when we went to the bar, it wasn't like they weren't busy at all, so she came and sat with us for a while, which was really nice. We got talking to her again. She was super smart, and she was originally from France and like learned a lot of her like, you know, knowledge there, but then she went to New Zealand, which New Zealand makes some of my favorite Sauvignon Blancs, which if you like Sauvignon Blancs, try them from New Zealand, because they're very like grassy and bright and acidic and fruity, which I like. And so anyway, she had gone there and worked there for a while, and yeah, I don't know, it was just cool. She was very cool. And then after we were at the wine bar, we went and had dinner at the Chinese restaurant that was on the property, and that was really nice too. They're so funny. Like, the service there is incredible. It's just like nothing I've ever seen. They really like, you wouldn't go like 5 minutes without them coming over and being like, how are you? Can I get you something? What do you need? Like, literally, they left a carafe of water on the table, and one time I thought that was a signal to me that I could pour my own water, or I should pour my own water, so I did that, and one of them came like sprinting over from out of nowhere and was like, let me serve you, let me pour your water. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Sure thing. I don't know, I get a little awkward with stuff like that. I'm like, oh my god, thank you. Okay, anyways, so on to Sunday. I had coffee in bed, like I said. We did a lot of that, and then we had a later breakfast. I also did a lot of online shopping this day. Just kind of like looking at our registry. We used Zola, which meant we could swap some of the gifts for like other gifts. So I just it also like holds all of your gifts for you until you say that you want to send them, which is a really great feature. Some of the other places I registered did not do that, which was frustrating. But so I kind of went through all of that stuff, the stuff that we had registered for, and like sent most of it to our house, or it was my parents' house. I had it all sent to my parents' house while we were gone, but just kind of figured out what I wanted and what I wanted to swap out. So that was great. And then that evening, well, kind of early evening, we had booked a massage, and the massage was incredible. It was really cool. So most of the resort is like built out over the ocean. There's like a beach, but really pretty much all the hotel rooms are built out over the ocean. Like, it's all over the ocean, and then there's a beach area, and then it goes straight up like into these kind of tropical mountains, and the like spa is built up onto the hill, like on top of the resort in the mountains. So we had a couples massage. We had like a private hut up there that was really cool. They did like a, you know, Tahitian massage or whatever, and then you had a separate, like, you know, I think I did a foot massage. She even did like a scalp massage, which was really nice. And then after that, the hut had like a beautiful balcony, and we went out there, and they had like champagne and appetizers, and the like timing, it was a sunset massage, so they time it so when they're done with all the different massages that we had, the sunset's going down, so you can sit and watch with like the sunset, or with the champagne and the appetizer. So that was really lovely and romantic. But yeah, this was the first week of our honeymoon. It was truly magical. I really hope you enjoy hearing about it a little bit in my spread. I know I didn't talk much about the sticker, so you can ask me down below if you want to know where anything is from. But other than that, I'm excited to show you the next week's. Thanks for watching. Bye.